Welcome to Midweek. So happy to be with you. I had the privilege just to give you some updates on our high school youth ministry and some of the things that have happened and our DR trip coming up. And so one, I just want to thank you, those that have been praying, those of you who have given to those that you've gotten letters from. And we have a few opportunities coming up to help us get the rest of the way. But first, for those that prayed for our all-nighter, we had 85 high schoolers pack out this room and stay up all night long. We took into Bullwinkles, we had a blast, we came back, we heard from the gospel. I invited another youth pastor to come and he shared with us. And it was so cool just to see the unity that it brought. I didn't have to call anybody's parents, no one was sent home. It was a miracle. We had a great night, and just the relationships that were built, the opportunity to speak into and to encourage and just create the culture here at Thrive that we're seeking to build was just a great opportunity. So thank you for the prayers, and we trust that the fruit will continue to come out of that. As far as our DR team goes, we are 37 days away. And so we're starting to feel the pressure. Our meeting's getting ready for our VBS team. They got a lot to do. Our sports team figuring out all the different games and drills they want to do. We have a team that will be teaching English and doing street evangelism, just walking and praying and looking for conversations just to connect with the people in the DR. And so we're prepping for that. We are about 82% funded. And just with the size of our team, we are taking 46 students. 16 of those are freshmen. Many of them, it's their first time out of the country on a missions trip. We have 11 adults. So we have a great team, but that means a lot of money needs to be raised. So that means that we still have about $22,000 left to get to our goal to be fully funded. Now, a lot of that is airfare, just getting there. That's a huge cost. And so I've wrestled with, man, that's a lot of money. And so why are we doing this? Why are we investing this much to send a group of high schoolers during spring break? Is it worth all that money? And I got to tell you, yes. Short-term missions is always, we want to be really intentional with what we do. We're supporting our missionaries who are career missionaries and really investing and with their countries and their languages and doing amazing work. But what this is one, we have a great partnership with Time. And so being able to continue that, to build into it. We have several students that they've gone with their family on this trip in years past, and now they're getting to go by themselves. And so just to see a relationship building where they are seeing a picture of what missions is, I hope that out of this group that there's some that are called to the mission field. And so having established relationship is huge, where we know and trust the work that's already happening in the Dominican Republic. The fact that we get to build 2 chapels to bless local pastors and their congregations, and maybe even have the chance to worship with some of them, where these students are going to work hard, but they're also going to be stretched out of their comfort zones in the work and the outreach. Some are going to get to share their testimony. As we've prepared, we've spent a lot of time with them working on their testimonies, shaping it for the audience they'll be speaking to. The reality is many of them won't get the chance to share their testimony with a team this big. Not all of them will have the chance, but I'm so excited for them to come back and to have the stories from the DR, and then to share their testimonies with their peers at their schools, with their families, with their friends, where they begin to see that God is working and they have a bigger vision for God's heart for the world, and to see that be a part of their testimony. And just the impact, the ripple effect that's going to have here in our ministry, but in our church, the future of the church and the world. I'm wearing my Change the World Fusion shirt, and it's really fitting because that's what's happening in our young people. And so I thank you so much for just all your support. I hope you see why we value this, why we're investing, why we're making this a priority to give our kids this experience and to send them. And I just love how much our church values. We're about to send our Spain team this weekend to commission them. We have a lot of teams getting ready to go out. And just because we value missions, we value stepping in and under God's heart for the world and making sure that we're passing that on to the next generation. So when it comes to getting the rest of the way, the reality of where we need to be financially, we have a couple things coming up. One, you see behind me, this little Build a Chapel fundraiser. So we're taking on 2 chapels, and a lot of the funds coming in we're covering one as a team, but we're asking you as our church to cover the cost of building that second chapel. So we've kind of broken down different parts of what goes into the chapel and given different dollar amounts to it. So I think we have 95 cards in these envelopes here. Each one represents an amount. So this is a door, there's 2, one's already gone, which is awesome. So that's $500 to cover the cost of a door. But you can choose a box of nails for $5. So we want to invite everyone to kind of be a part of, hey, I want to have a piece of this chapel to say, I've made this happen, and you get to be part of our team and get to be a part of helping build this place where worship and ministry is going to happen. So we'll be in the lobby after every service the next 2 weekends, and members of our team will be there. So come visit us. You get to take one of these or a couple, and we give you the bottom half and remind us to be praying for us and to join us. So that's one way to connect with us and to be a part of the journey, and we're hoping that we can see that cover the cost of one entire chapel. The second thing we have coming up is going to be March 11th, which will be our dump run, where if you have any junk laying around that you don't have enough to justify taking a whole load to the dump or asking a friend who has a truck to help you take something to the dump, we're going to have some trailers here at the church, and we'll either bring stuff down or we will come and pick it up for you. So we'll be sending out information on how to get involved. If you have something you want us to come pick up, then you can just, whatever donation you'd like to make, we'll take care of that. And we're hoping between those two to get us the rest of the way to be fully funded and know that we're ready to take this trip and be responsible for what we're doing. So that's a lot. Thank you for watching. Be praying for our team, the kids that are going to share their testimonies, those that as it gets closer, they're getting nervous at their first trip, their first time on a plane, their first time away from mom and dad out of the country. For the parents sending their kids, and just for peace of mind, it's amazing that this many are trusting us, and I'm so excited and honored to have that opportunity. And as the church, thanks for being a part of it as a whole. We invite you this weekend. We're continuing in our path through 1 Corinthians. We talked about the unity of the gifts of the Spirit last weekend. This weekend, Pastor Mark's going to be talking about the diversity of the spiritual gifts. So it's going to be a great weekend. We'll be commissioning our Spain team. So come, be a part of the body. We're excited to see you this weekend, and enjoy the rest of your week.